In today's current affairs session, we are going to cover two important topics. One is very, very important for mains perspective. One is about ban on single-use plastics. Second one is about lightning. Both are in news. I have explained both the topics in detail and I will explain these in today's class. Okay. First, I will start with the single-use plastic. So what is this plastic and why this is in news? The central government of India has announced that there will be ban on from 1st July 2022 there will be ban on single use plastic. Which kind of plastic is this? Single use means this is the plastic which is used once and then discarded. Disposable things like your disposable cutlery, disposable glasses, disposable, you can say plastic, thin plastic, those comes under single use plastic and they are very, very harmful for the environment. They are very, very harmful for the environment. Okay, we will discuss everything in detail about those, why government is banning these and what is the scenario overall. We will discuss all these things. So when plastics were discovered, they were discovered around, you can say, mid of 19th century, but their production and use was not much till 1970s. Till 1970s the plastic waste was manageable, but after 1970, between 1970 to 1990, there was increase in use of plastic. 3 times more plastic waste was generated, and in first decade of new century, there was waste production, plastic waste production, which was equal to the last 4 decades. 40 साल तक जितना प्रोड्यूस किया था उतना हमने 10 साल में प्रोड्यूस किया. वी हैव प्रोड्यूस्ड plastic waste around, you can say, in 10 years, which was produced in last 4 decades, in from 2000 to 2010, and now the plastic waste is around 400 million tons per year. 400 million tons, and total, out of total waste till now produced, around 7 billion tons, metric tons have been produced, and only 10% of that has been recycled, or you can say has been reused. Getting my point? So around 90% of our plastic waste is going into the environment. It is going into the environment, and I will discuss the science why this is harmful. Because plastic is non-biodegradable. Plastic is non-biodegradable means it cannot be degraded. Non-biodegradable. Okay, so what will happen? It can be broken down into small pieces, but it will not be decomposed into another products or harmless products. So what are the, you can say, main issues regarding this? So this is non-biodegradable. What will happen in future? The plastic will be broken down into microplastic or micro beads. Small plastic beads will be, plastic particles will be there, but they will not be decomposed. They will be broken down, but they will not be decomposed. And these plastics, microplastics, are, or you can say, they cannot be seen by naked eyes. They enter into the food chain of especially marine animals. They enter into the food chain of marine animals like fishes, like other animals, crabs or marine birds. They enter into the body of these birds. They enter into the stomach of these birds, sharks, fishes, and they are non-biodegradable. These plastics are non-biodegradable. They harm the basic life processes of these organisms. They interfere with their hormonal, you can say, hormonal things, or interfere into their hormonal production, their life cycle, their lifestyle. They interfere in their lives. some of them are carcinogenic also. So they are harming the environment. And for example, these plastics are very, very popular. We use in our day to day life things. We use bottles, we use polythene, we use these things, and these are very popular among the different, you can say, people. Okay, everywhere in the world, everywhere in the world, we use it, we discard it. We eat ice cream, we throw the wrapper. This wrapper is not decomposed, it remains in environment for around 1000 years. It will be broken down into small pieces, but those small pieces will be there in your environment for around 1000 years. Getting my point? And this is a very, very dangerous things for environment, and this will cause environmental degradation. You will find very, very large patches of plastic waste in your oceans, especially Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean. You will find larger areas which have large concentration of these plastics, and every ton matters. If we able to reduce 1 ton, that also matters, because we are producing millions metric tons per year, and we don't have any mechanism related to these. Only 60 to 70% of this plastic is collected, and out of that also some is reused or recycled. Getting my point? The intensity of this problem, getting it or not? Fine. And that's why the government has decided to ban single use plastic. These are the plastics which, you can say, compose 50% of the uses. 50% of the plastic uses is single use plastic, around 50%. And this is the most, you can say, the used plastic which harms the environment. Your daily milk packets, your daily lassi packets जो होते हैं, are formed from single use plastic. Getting my point? So you should have some factual information, some data which you can use in your mains exam, and that is given in your PPT, and that will be shared with you. That will be shared with you. Okay, millions of tons. And another problem that you can relate with your international relation things. Another thing is, Western European countries and the developed countries discard their waste into the developing countries like India, Bangladesh, Thailand. In these countries, especially Southeast Asia is the one of the largest dumping ground for these countries. Africa is also a dumping ground for these countries for their plastic waste. And some of this is burned, some of this is released into the environment, some of this is buried, which contaminates your drinking water, groundwater. Getting it or not? This is a very, very big problem. So what kind of waste? This is basic thing, like your polythene terephthalate. What is this? This is plastic of your mineral bottles, high density polythene, polyethylene. This is your hard plastic bottles, hard plastic bottles. Other is your low density polyethylene, low density polyethylene. Bags, trays, food packets like your Lay's packets are polyethylene, low density. Your normal polythenes, polystyrene. Styrene is little bit hard compared to polyethylene. Then you have expanded polystyrene. All these makes your single use polythenes, which are used once and discarded. These are used once and discarded. Okay. Now the issue with these data, this data was about the world or overall data of the world single use plastic. Now in India every year you should have this data. Every year around 11.8 million metric ton, listen carefully, million metric tons of single use plastic is produced, and around 2.9 million ton is imported from other countries. So in total, if you say around 15 million metric ton of single use plastic is produced or imported in India, and out of this very less amount is reused or recycled. Very less amount is reused and recycled. If I say this is around, you can say 5.6 million ton of single use plastic is discarded into environment in India every year. 5.6 million tons. It will pollute your rivers, it will pollute your drinking water, it will pollute your oceans, it will pollute your seas. This will be a big problem. Another very important problem which most of you misses around single use plastic, their production. Their production method, their production is done by using crude oil, or you can say from the oil products, petroleum, from these products they are formed, and by, you can say, using that raw material, these single use plastic production are emitting large amount of greenhouse gases. They are releasing very large amount of greenhouse gases in atmosphere, which is a very, very big problem. If I say by 2050, the production of these single use plastic, if not banned by countries, it will be around 5 to 10% of greenhouse gases will be released from this, and this is a very, very big number. This is a very, very big number if it is coming from only from one source, that is from the production of single use plastic. Getting our point? Production is also a very, very harmful event for the environment. For this or not, use is also, production is also. Why we are using those? The thing is, these things makes our life comfortable for shorter period of time, but the longer period, or if we talk about the larger time scale, it is very harmful for the humans, for the environment, for our next generations. So we should work on it. Getting it or not? So what Indian government is doing and why it is banning, we have discussed all of these things. Now some factual points for your mains answer. This can be one of the favorite question in mains question for the recent exams, any exam, okay, especially UPSC, PCS also, state civil services also. So the ministry had already banned the polythene bags under 75 microns. Micron is thinness. Very, very thin plastics are banned. Very, very thin plastics are banned in India. Now Indian government is changing this limit to 120 micron. They are changing it to 120 micron. This will be done in phases. Up, you can say up to December 2020, they will ban 120 micron, the plastic thinner than 120 micron. Why in phases? Because for production of 120 micron or above 120 micron thin plastic, thick plastic, the, you can say, the manufacturers have to change their machinery. They have to change their machinery. That's why government is giving them some time to shift from 50 to 70 to more than 120 micron thick plastic. They are giving them time. and this will be done up to 2022, December 2022, this year only. Okay, there may be some changes, but the government have taken the target by December 2022. Okay, according to plastic waste management rule 2016, there is ban on sachets of plastic material for storing the tobacco products. Storing of the tobacco products is banned under plastic waste management rules 2016. Now who will take care of these bans? Central Pollution Control Board and State Pollution Control Board and local bodies will take care of these bans. They will, for example, Central Control Board will watch out that these, listen carefully, these manufacturers do not get the raw material from petrochemical industry. If you are not getting raw material, obviously you can't produce the product. Getting my point? And local bodies and State Pollution Control Board will make sure if any of manufacturer is manufacturing SUP, single use plastic, their license is cancelled. उनका license cancel किया जाए, and there can be penalty of up to 1 lakh and imprisonment of 5 years. Imprisonment of 5 years. Getting my point? And they have to pay environmental damage compensation also by State Pollution Control Board. Getting my point? So these things, these laws, these rules will make sure that manufacturers do not go for the manufacturing of single use plastic. Fine. So single use plastic can be how an individual can help, how an individual or how a corporate can help in reducing these things. We can replace the single use items by reusable alternative. For example, carry bags, you can have jute carry bag, golden fiber of India, jute carry bag. You can use your spoons, steel spoons, you can use again and again. You can use your cutlery, you can use paper based straws. मैकडी देता है ना आजकल, McDonald's, they use paper based straws. They have like discontinued the uses of plastic straws. Getting my point? These are basic things which an individual can contribute. Recycling of these things. For example, if we go through these basic things, we can have an idea what an individual should do. For example, carry your own bags to the shopping center. Carry your own bottle for drinking water. Carry your own cutlery. Pack your lunch in a steel or in a glass box. Use bio bags. Instead of storing in plastic bottles or in plastic packets, store them in glass jars. Simple things. If you are purchasing something, for example, Lay's, purchase simple. These things also affects your contribution. If you are purchasing for 5-6 people, go for the, you can say, large amount of product. For example, if you are purchasing 10 rupees 6 packets and you are purchasing a big packet, you are contributing less plastic or you are damaging less to the environment. Getting my point? These are small things. Carrying your own bag while purchasing your vegetables or fruits, etc. These things help. These small things by everybody will help in reducing the amount of plastic waste in environment. Getting my point or not? You can write down these things. Okay, these PPTs will be shared with you. Now another important topic is, this is monsoon season, and in monsoon season lightning is another big topic. lightning comes under your disaster management topic also. So I will discuss about lightning, science behind lightning, and some of things about lightning. Okay, chaliye. Lightning. So what is lightning and how lightning is produced? Lightning and how lightning is produced. 17 people died due to lightning in Bihar, nearby areas in eastern UP, Odisha. Many people died in recent weeks. In recent weeks, many people died due to lightning. Many people died due to lightning. So first I will talk about science behind lightning. What, how lightning is produced? These are cumulonimbus cloud. If you are science student or if you are a geography student, you will get it. Cumulonimbus cloud. In cumulonimbus cloud, there is upward movement of your ice, small ice crystal, water particles, and there is downward movement of your rain particles or snow particles. And the size is these clouds are very tall clouds. Cumulonimbus clouds are very tall clouds. They can go up to 12 kilometers, from 1 kilometer from the surface to 12 kilometer. Due to this, what happens? Due to movement of ice crystal and due to movement of water, what happens? There is differential charging of different parts of cloud. What do you mean by differential charging? Means what will happen? There will be concentration of positive charge usually in upper cloud and negative charge in lower cloud or base of the cloud. This happens, and within, usually this happens within cloud. Sometimes what can happen, there is two different clouds also, and there is difference in charges of those clouds, but the very common phenomena is the charge difference within the cloud, within the layer of clouds. Okay, so what will happen? This charge is not a simple charge like charge difference or potential difference, you can say, is not like our simple appliance charge in your homes or in your shops. This is this is the difference, potential difference can be of billion volts, billion, I am saying billion volts, and it can produce a current because there is a charge difference, so there will be sudden flow of current. This can produce 10 million ampere current. Can you see the amount of energy produced by this? 10 million ampere current for few seconds, for few milliseconds is produced. Large amount of energy is produced, and that energy you see in form of lightning. किस फॉर्म में दिखती है वो? Lightning की फॉर्म में. And lightning, what lightning do? It will warm the near, because it's very high energy intensive, it will warm the air nearby it, which will expand, and you will hear the thunder also. You will hear the thunder also. Getting my point? First you will see the lightning, then it will warm the air, it will expand, and expansion of air will cause the thunder, जो आवाज आती है आपको lightning के बाद. Getting my point or not? Now what happens? Listen carefully. What happens? Usually earth is neutral, electrically neutral, but with respect to cloud, listen carefully, with respect to that cloud, usually the surface of the earth is positively charged. The surface of the earth is positively charged. Surface of the earth is positively charged. Now there is potential difference between the base of the cloud and the surface of the earth. Base of the cloud and the surface of the earth, there is potential difference like this. So usually 70 to 80% this flow of charge is within the cloud, but in 15 to 20% cases, or 15 to 20% chances are there that there will be flow of the current between the base of the cloud and the ground or surface. Base of the cloud or the surface, there will be flow of the charge. Flow of charge means production of electric arc or electric current. Getting my point? This is the phenomena behind your lightning. So, you know, I told you it can produce a very big potential difference and large amount of current. Okay. So what will happen when this amount of energy is transferred to the surface? Sometimes if it is transferred to a tree or a man, it will kill it. Why it will kill? Because it is a very large amount of energy, and this leads to heart attack and burning. This lead to heart attack and burning. But the, you can say, the person struck with light can survive. There is chances that the person can survive, but in some cases due to heart attack and burning, the person will die on the spot. The person will die on the spot. The Climate Response Observing System Promotion Council have released a report. It has released a report. According to that report, MP have the largest, Madhya Pradesh have largest number of lightning incident in India. Other states like Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Odisha, West Bengal, Bihar, UP, Karnataka, Jharkhand and Tamil Nadu. These are the states which are very prone to lightning strikes. These are very prone to lightning strikes. You can use this data. This data is from Indian Express. This data is from Indian Express. This topic was taken from Indian Express. Okay. 8 districts which are very prone to lightning, and you should have an idea about these districts: Murbhanj, Kyonjhar, Purlia, Korba, Jaisalmer, West Midnapur, Chandrapur and Prakasham. Like you will, for example, these are in Odisha, this is in West Bengal, this is in West Bengal, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra. You can note down these things. Fine. Now, basic thing is how you can avoid this lightning strike. How you can avoid this? First thing is, if you are outside, just try to move inside or take shelter from nearby area, anything. Try to move inside a building or try to take shelter. Don't stand under trees, tall trees or tall poles. Why? Because these will attract light, or you can say the tall trees will obviously will be the target because they are taller than the surface. Getting my point? And if you are, this is a misconception, myth that some people thinks by going under the tree you will avoid the lightning. In fact, you are making yourself the target for the lightning if you are going under a tree or under a pole. Just go inside and try to get some shelter. Okay. If you are somewhere outside, then try to move the lowest ground possible. Move to the lowest ground possible, because the lightning will strike late at that point, and try to make your body very small. Try to reduce the surface of area of your body. Try to make yourself very small. Getting my point? Sit down and just try to make your body small. It will provide less surface area for light to strike. Getting my point or not? Then avoid metals, plumbing or water especially, because these are good conductors of light or electricity. You can say these are good conductors of electricity. Avoid these things. Don't use computers, any electric item or landline phones which can conduct the electricity during the bad weather. Stay away from the windows and doors. There can be many more things. These are simple things which you can do while these are the do's and don'ts while you have bad weather. There is chance of striking a lightning. Okay, fine. Now you have a mains question. C is the mains. Okay, what are the single use plastic and concern associated with it, which I discussed in detail. discuss the plastic management policy of Indian government. Okay, you will discuss it in detail. You will get this question on this website of Raj Malhotra IAS Academy. You can go there, you will get the link in description. You will get the link in description. You can write your answer there. And this answer of this will be discussed in tomorrow's discussion, Seize the Means, around 9 o'clock. उस टाइम आपकी वीडियो अपलोड होती है. And you can, and the evolution, this will be evolved by the you can say faculties, okay, different faculties, evaluated by the different faculties. Okay, fine. This is the your means question which you have to write. You have to go to the given link and you have to write this answer. Thank you so much. I'm ending this session. Thank you.